Shakur Stevenson says that FLoyd SChofield, aka Kid Austin, is food after his performance versus Renee Giron. Now, here's the thing, people. I gotta keep it real. Schofield and his father were talking a lot of trash. In the build-up to this fight, there was a lot of faith from Golden Boy that FLoyd SChofield would rise to the occasion. And I gotta keep it a beam with y'all. It was a very disappointing performance from FLoyd SChofield, especially when you consider all of the trash talk. I mean, if you talk it, you gotta walk it like you talk it. And it wasn't just Shakur Stevenson that the Schofields were talking about. They were talking about stopping Gervonta Davis and saying that Devin Haney has no chin, they sparred him, and saying that Shakur Stevenson is soft. Point blank, period. The skinny of it is you can't have a performance like you have against somebody ranked like a Giron. He is not like a top 5 ranked lightweight. He has never been a champion. He's short. Like, you know, he's not like the biggest person in the division. Like you're fighting a 5'10" guy or something like that. And FLoyd SChofield had all the trouble in the world. So to be honest, I think this match and matchup against a tough Mexican fighter actually hurt the progress of FLoyd SChofield, because before that point, you know, he was tearing through some of the lesser opponents. I seen, and I told you guys to watch out for Giron because I watched him live in Ontario, California when he stopped and upset Carlos Balderas. So he's kind of one of them ones in boxing where he's an upset specialist, and if you don't fight him the right way, you could have a bad night. Now, he now has 4 losses, I believe. And again, if you're going to talk the type of talk that Schofield and his father were talking, you just have to perform stronger. There were rookie mistakes being made. Like in round 3, FLoyd SChofield was campaigning and complaining to the ref, saying he got hit in the back of the head, and he just stopped fighting and started to literally walk away with really no guard. And one of the first rules in boxing that they're going to teach you is protect yourself at all times. We've seen Victor Ortiz when he fought Floyd Mayweather, headbutt, and he was overly apologizing. Fight is in session, class is in session. You got to protect yourself. He didn't. Floyd two-pieced him. Fair game. Floyd stays undefeated. Victor Ortiz, you know, kind of fell off after that moment. You've seen it more recently with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Same thing. It was almost identical to the FLoyd SChofield. Zelle, a big heavyweight who's like 300 pounds, caught Wilder, and Wilder got distracted and was so busy trying to complain to the ref that Zelle seen it, and Zelle had no chill and rushed Wilder, and he let off his shot. So you have FLoyd SChofield, who is extremely lucky. Giron really let him live and did him a solid, because he could have teed off on him because he was completely unguarded and not fully protecting himself with his back turned. So such a rookie mistake from FLoyd SChofield, which that moment alone to me proves that he's got more progression to do. There's levels to this game, because anybody elite, imagine if that was Gervonta Davis and you gave up your back like that to complain to the referee. Because if you watch the sequence again, Jack Reese wasn't even that close, like close enough to break the action. And Giron thought about it. Okay, thought about it, still want to grab her, right? And he thought about it, and he just pulled back and held himself because he probably didn't want to get in trouble. But it really was a legal shot. So if he really wanted to max FLoyd SChofield out, then he definitely could have, because he got the drop on him. He could have crept him like MC8 in Menace to Society. Hey, homie, need some help? So it's official. Giron absolutely saved FLoyd SChofield, because that could have got real nasty. Like I said, I gave you the Wilder Zhang example. Wilder was knocked out for that momentary lapse and mistake being distracted. Like, you can't look for the ref to save you. And again, the downside is the trajectory that FLoyd SChofield said he was on and appeared to be on from the eye test has now been set back, because as far as I see it, that is a major red flag that he's not necessarily ready for the top guys, because again, he's very lucky that Giron pulled his punches, and if he chose not to, that would have been a legal hit because the ref hadn't called break. So very rookie mistake, and you're starting to see a little bit of the temperament of FLoyd SChofield kind of in question. That one fight where he had a nasty cut, and I remember Schofield kept shaking his head like he was almost concussed or something like that. So you're seeing little things like that. So to be calling out Shakur Stevenson, who is likely taller and more experienced, very hard to hit, you know, it just doesn't bode well. And certainly not off that performance. Even Oscar De La Hoya, who predicted before the fight that Schofield would win via knockout, after the performance, he said he gave Schofield a C-. So again, that's your own promoter saying that. So I think Schofield's next opponent with Golden Boy will show you a lot about how much of a setback this is, because if he passed with flying colors and you think he looked good, then put him in with a William Zepeda, you know, or a top level guy, and we'll see. But it looks like he has to go back to the basics and work on some things. And as far as, you know, the name calling to Shakur Stevenson, calling out the Devin Haney's, calling out Gervonta Davis, you know, really any of the top guys, this performance was not this. I look at boxing like an audition tape. If you want to land the role, the number one role of Jacob the Wolf in Twilight, or you want to play the Joker in the Batman movie, and there's a ton of people who are auditioning, or let's say Titanic, you want to play Jack. There's so many guys that are auditioning for that very role. They look at the casting tapes and the audition tapes, and you got to be able to perform and beat out the competition. So I look at boxing as this was supposed to be a step up. This was in essence, essentially your audition tape, and you didn't really pass with flying colors to land the role of, oh, I'm ready for Gervonta Davis, I'm ready for Shakur Stevenson. That's why Shakur himself is like, this kid is food. You know, I'm seeing what I'm seeing, especially if you're making, like I can't stress it enough, if you're making rookie mistakes like turning your back. Mind you, in round 3, that exact round, he was definitely hurt in that round, and he got dropped later in round 11. So definitely got a lot of work and things he needs to work on.